Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to New Game Who Dis. We are going to be playing a little Mörk Borg tonight. You might know it as Mörk Borg or Mörk Borg, or perhaps the American translation, Dark Fort. All I know is I have read this rulebook twice. I have read the adventure we're going to play no less than 5 times, and I have no idea what's about to happen. No idea how this game is going to be played. No idea. What do you guys think? We sat through a session last week making characters, and we spent a lot of time with these characters, and I was thinking about it today. I was like, we spent a lot of time with characters that will be gone within 30 minutes. I would say 90% of these characters gone. I think that's just the nature of this game. Some of you have 1 or 2 hit points and very bad armor. And if you get down to a 0 hit points, you have a 25% chance of just dying. If you go negative, you die. That's it. So we spent a lot of time really just learning how characters are built. Don't get too attached to them. That's all I'm going to say. Don't get too attached.
Well, that's why we play the game, right? We play to see how it plays. We don't know. You can read the book as much as you want. It's meaningless until you get in there. Start rolling dice.
I think you're right, Troy, though. I think that is the darkest aspect of the game now that I've thought about it. I was telling my friend, I was explaining how cool it is and how many different tables, you roll on to build your character and how, gruesome the characters can be. And then I was like, wait. But actually, none of that matters because they are absolutely going to die over and over again.
Yeah.
It's going to be so ridiculous. But I think that'll be the fun. It's as characters die, we'll have a running death tally. And then we have to think of more and more ridiculous reasons to bring in backup characters. Because we're not just going to end the adventure. We have to just keep bringing in characters until we get to the end of the story.
You think it's going to be that many characters dying where it's just going to be a long tally?
Okay, I think there's going to be no less than a dozen dead characters by the time we're done.
Are you serious?
I'd say the over-under is 12, and I'm hammering the over. I don't. Okay, but that's the thing is, I don't know. I've read some playthroughs online, and I read of this exact adventure, and they were like, "Yep, the team got to the 3rd room, and the game ended. They lost. They all got killed." We're not going to play that way because for us, it's really a stress test of this game. I want to really dig into it. So when a character dies, we're just going to find another ridiculous way to bring them in. But yeah, I think we're looking at a solid dozen deaths.
Well, my notes where I have a list of things Scram might say, garbage.
Throw it away, Kate. You don't need it.
Just toss it. Or
Dead
get them all
already.
out in the first 5 minutes.
Right? Yeah.
That's the thing. I think it's going to challenge our normal method of preparing for this because we put a lot of effort and thought into our backstories and our characters, think about how they would do, what they would do things, what they would say and everything. And this, I think the emphasis is going to be on keep coming up on new ideas that you don't really get to explore probably at any point. Never done.
It just seems ridiculous. But that's how I went into my preparation. A lot of it is so wildly open-ended the way that this particular scenario is written. And I was like, you know what? I'm putting them in a position where they can't super prepare. So I'm not going to over prepare either. I want to discover this along with you and see what kind of story what kind of ridiculous story we can tell over a few weeks. Because I imagine this is just going to be insane. Last week, I think you rolled 1 presence check, and that was more of a flavor check towards the end to see what you heard. This time, we're going to really dig into it. We're going to get into attacks. We're going to get into defending. We're going to get into seeing how armor works. And yeah, we'll be bringing in some new characters. Well, I would say we're about 3 minutes in. I'd say by 8:30 we'll have our first new character. 8:30. It's a good
Brutal.
So I think we know where Kate stands. Sid, where do you stand on this? Are you getting attached to Von Blix?
Immediately. Honestly, it was so fun to make a character up on the spot. I came up with the name on the spot and her whole deal just from everything we rolled in the book. So to me now there's 2 ways to win. One way is your character survives the whole game. Unheard of, it's not going to happen. But imagine. That would be so cool. The other way is most character deaths. Now I'm kind of like, can I just keep absolutely murdering my characters and hold like 10 characters in my hand by the end of this one playthrough?
Well, one thing that I thought was interesting, and really, the rules are intended to be light so that you can not just make everything up as you go along, but really play the game that you want to play. So I thought about things like if you get extra, say you have 1 hit point, okay, right now. What if you ate something that lets you heal 1d4? I thought about like, what if that just increases you beyond your max? Who's to say that 1 hit point is your max? Maybe your new max is... If you roll 3 on a 1d4 and you have 1 hit point, maybe now you have 4 hit points, something like that. I think the traditional that was fun, Joe. Underscoring what I was talking about. I think the traditional way is like you rolled 1 is your max. Well, maybe not. We'll see what we feel like in the moment. But yeah, I mean, either way, your dogs, your donkey, and your characters will be done soon. However, when you rest, because we chose a more rapid clock towards the end of the world, if you rest, there's always a chance that we will visit the calendar of Necrobell again. And
wait, what is the status right now? I forgot. There's like zombie babies and something else?
Zombie babies and no more drinkable water. It's all tar.
Yeah. Except what's in our water skins, right? Except what's in our water skins.
The way I imagined it was all like water sources have turned to tar. So like rivers, oceans are tar. But if you have like a pitcher of water in your kitchen, that's water.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there's no water in the world left.
It's horrible. I mean, I think if you got in before the great tar watering, you've still got that water. But where you can like do mini rests, short rests, which allow you to recover, I think, a D4. One of the ways you do it is you need to be able to drink some water or have a snack or something. And so you just be careful. Don't lose that water you have in your water skin. But anyways, before we get to introducing these short-lived characters, once again, I want to welcome back Joe Brightskin, Mark, Kate, Samus, and Sydney Emmanuel for a little Mörk Borg. And Joe, our good friends over at Free League have hooked us up with more giveaways today, right?
Hooked it up again as per usual with the Free League. They are the best. We're giving away another hardcover of Mörk Borg for your character killing pleasures, and 3 digital copies of the game as well. The physical copy is gorgeous, hardcover, awesome. Very, it's a great size too. It's kind of small, easy to carry, throw it in a bag, take it anywhere you want, read it on the train. It's very creepy though to like read around people. Like they're definitely going to think that you have issues.
But don't read it around any kids or anything.
Right.
You'll fuck up those kids.
And remember, sorry.
I left it out the other day and my son was like, "What's that?" I was like, don't look at nothing. That's just a goat man with an upside down star on his forehead. Don't worry about him.
What's that upside down star, Daddy?
Well, sometimes when a man loves a goat.
To enter the contest, you got to just look in chat. We're dropping the link in chat. So go to chat right now. We will drop the link. Our good buddy Brennan will throw it in there for you. Click that link. It'll take you to a place where you can enter the giveaway officially. Remember, you have to be in the US, Canada, or Europe to get the hardcover mailed to you. Sorry, Australia. But if you are not there, you can still enter and get a digital copy. So thank you again, Free League, for the giveaways. And let's get more people playing this wild game.
Yeah, and drop in chat if you already bought it after watching last week's ep. Let's meet these characters. Might as well at least get a little refresher on who they are before their lives are taken from them. Let's talk about our dead god's prophet, Von Blix. What do we know about Von, Sydney?
Oh, Von Blix. Previous prophet, well, still current prophet, but God is dead. God was Kevar, beacon of death. Von is an egocentric loudmouth. And she's got black cracking fingernails. Those are all the things I rolled for. Do you want to know? Oh, wow. Most important, skull named Schmorgus, who she talks to, only thing she trusts, and her donkey named Sorry. Do you want to know what other equipment I got?
Oh, you guys did some shopping. No, save it. Make it come out in play, or not come out because you won't last long.
I'll save it. It's I spent all my silver. I only had 20 silver. I was quite poor compared to Skid, who apparently was so filthy rich. But no, yeah, Dead God's Prophet. I've got some cool powers. Hopefully, I'll be able to use them. Other than that, I'm not strong, and I'm not tough.
I'm not strong and I'm not tough. You've got access to some powers and some omens. And Joe, you were saying you feel like these encounters are kitchen sink encounters. You just need to throw everything at it whenever you should you encounter something bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's all going to go down, but to me, it doesn't feel like save your consumables for the boss fight. Like, I don't think it's that kind of game. I think the only way you could survive even 3 rooms is to use every power you have on the first and every encounter. I don't know. That's what I'm going to try, so we'll see.
Tell us about your esoteric hermit, Sludgeface Masterson.
Sludgeface Masterson. Well, Sludgeface, you understand, was an average guy before this all went down. Before he came across something unknown in Sarkosh, in a glade. And then he drove him mad, and he went into a cave and started exploring all this shit. He tattooed his face, gouged his own eye out. He's a really interesting dude. He's wasteful and suspicious. Mm-hmm. And his eye oozes a stinking sludge, which we then said as part of the story, it's just kind of like a constant stream of sludgy blood that comes out of his eye that is under an eye patch that is because he has a stolen basilisk's eye in his eye hole and they're trying to, the whole party's on the run trying to hide this thing under his eye, and it constantly makes the eye socket ooze blood because of its resident magic, which is just terrible for the body, I guess. Terrible for the eye socket. He is what did you say? What is he again?
Esoteric hermit.
Esoteric hermit. So kind of a caster. I compared him to kind of like an oracle. He's very eldritchy and is a caster. So he's got a scroll of invisibility, essentially. That's his big thing. And he is a master of fate. He can determine which way to go at any time with a DR8 presence check. Kind of a cool power.
That's an interesting. That's totally so wildly up to interpretation. Which way do I go?
At first, I was like, I wonder if this is like the Pathfinder Ranger ability, where it's like you always know north. You know what I mean? And I didn't know if it was like a geographic thing, but then it's called Master of Fate.
Fate.
And then it says determine which way to go. And it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, what does that mean? I love it's open to interpretation. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you hate that? Do you, or are you growing to like that, Troy?
No, I mean, I think the only way to really get into a game like this is to just give up all preconceptions and let the game unfold before you. That's why I'm trying to think in terms of prep light. I don't want to. You really can't know the players in this game. You know what I mean? You've really got to yes and. Like, if you want to come up with something ridiculous, then it's just up to me to set the difficulty to do it. Nothing should be impossible. The game's hard enough. So it's just all how difficult is it going to be. Let's talk about this gutter-born scum, Scram.
Yeah. So I chose the Gutterborn Scum class, and so Scram goes by it. It has no pronouns. It was raised by outlaws. Well, it was educated by outlaws.
Right.
I think more like terrorized by them. Mm-hmm. And they would always tell it to smile all the time. So it has this very maniacal, resting smile face. And it's shrewd, deceitful. It's an insecure shit stir. It will always talk about the last person to leave the room.
As we learned.
Yeah.
That really was the funniest thing on the network.
I love
for my money, since the one thing that Sydney said on Get in the Trunk. I won't even say what it is, but those two things are like the funniest things that have happened on the network in months and months. It's great.
The picture in Kate's character chained to the wall and just going,
yeah, it was like such a perfect tension breaker. It was right in character.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was right after this person told us that they would be watching and we were all going to die and left the room. And you chained to the wall, just went, I'm going to be watching you.
It's so good, man.
Yeah, so good. It's great. Grim is great. It's totally going to die. It also has a dog named Flea. It has really like no strength, no presence. Negative ones or zeros for everything. And 2 hit points. So I'm very excited to talk about this character, get more attached to it, only for it to die.
And last, but by no means least, is our sacrilegious songbird, Ulrich Rasputinson. He's quite rich. What else is he?
Yeah. Well, I think my thoughts for where he came from was he was this like super talented, super cocky young bard, like musician, but he's also an inveterate gambler, and he was really down on his luck, and he was lying in a ditch in the rain one night, and Necrobell himself came to him, and it was a total devil went down to Georgia situation where he challenges us like, I'm here to take your soul, and Ulrich challenged him to a musical duel, and he beat him, and so he won Necrobell's his guitar, his this axe thing that I have. And so ever since then, like, I got addicted to drugs, and because I was like kicking ass on the circuits, and so, but I kept losing everything that I made, and then I hooked up with I was playing a royal court somewhere, and I ended up seducing this countess, and so I stole everything she had. Like, I stole all of her cash and jumped out of a window. And before that, I had hooked up with these guys. Like, we've been partying with this group, but then that I saw a chance to make some quicksilver, and I did that, and now I'm here.
It's quite the group, and this is a group that we decided via random roll. Something that ties them together is that they all have a rare, sought-after item. In this case, you decided that it was perhaps the missing eye of one of the 2 basilisks that sort of hold court over this world. It's very unclear. They're like, there's these 2 basilisks. They're called he and she or something.
Verhu is the one that
right.
that has sight, that has foresight.
But that's one of the heads. Mm-hmm. So there's
the head
two-headed basilisks. There's 4 heads, I believe. Mm-hmm. Right. Verhu is one of the heads. It's wild. It's wild.
So in our story, one of those heads is missing an eye, and you have it, or at least you think that's what you have, and you keep it lodged behind Sludgeface's eye patch. When we started our adventure at the end of last session, you found yourselves in the dungeons of the Shadow King for a crime of heretical theft, and you're thinking to yourself, do they know about the eye? Is that why we're in here? But they let you walk right out with the eye. Maybe not. While you were chained to the wall, a seer came to you. Goatface McGillicuddy here. Looked very similar to this. Couldn't tell male, female, just had a very strange voice. Went by the name of Ligon Tom. Or Ligon Torn. And they said that the Shadow King's son was taken or is missing, and they believe he is in a place known as the Accursed Den, a place on the edge of the Sarkash forest where no one ever walks out when they go in. The Seer and the Shadow King have promised you your freedom, your lives, and immeasurable wealth if you risk your lives to go into the Accursed Den and retrieve the boy, Alden. You're like, well, the option is that or execution, because you were set to be executed any day now. So you're like, okay, we'll do it. And so you travel a couple days overland in this apocalyptic wasteland where the sun doesn't even shine anymore. We've created a world where the 2 of the 7 signs of doom basically have already taken place. Everyone under the age of 7 years and 7 days perished overnight when the first plague hit. That was a random plague we rolled. You then later saw a group of oxen being devoured by zombie infants. I believe I likened them to piglets suckling at their mother's teat, when in fact they were just gnawing on these dead oxen. And then Joe pointed out when I said that it took a couple days to get to the Accursed Den that we would have to roll on the table again. And sure enough, another tragedy befell your world when all the drinking water has been turned to tar. So, if all of your characters don't die by today, but you decide to rest a few times, there's a chance the world may end. Because once the seventh, what are they called? Mysteries? Or I'm trying to find them.
Psalms,
but...
The seventh mystery will always be 7-7, and the world finally dies, which I don't fully understand what that means, but...
Well, let's see if it happens. I don't think any of these are clear. Like this one. At Graventosk, the soil shall grow warm, and those who rest be made to walk. I think you can interpret that a couple different ways.
Yeah, well, that's what I like about it. It's open to interpret, like all prophecy. It's open to interpretation.
The great shall be made poor, and the poor poorer still. You have 2 of these 7 mysteries. Should you reach the 7th mystery, well... we won't have to worry about rolling backups.
Oh, misery.
Misery, thank you.
Yeah.
The miseries.
We ended last session with you looking at the crumbled building of what you think may be the Accursed Den. This is where the map says you should be going. You see a dome-shaped building, looks like it's caved in. There's no real way in or out of this place. There's pillars all over the place, some fully standing, some just crumbled down to their base. You're looking around, and 3 of you, I think everyone except Sludgeface, who is perhaps haunted by his return to the Sarkash Forest, sees an opening in a rock wall. Looks like a mouth of a lamprey eel. Jagged teeth shooting inward, stairs going down. Joe.
Oh, here we go.
You guys look fantastic, by the way.
I was thinking I look like
I forgot
Bjorn
about
Borg.
this. I looked over like, fuck.
You do look like Bjorn Borg.
Yeah, or Bjorn Borg, as I guess we should now say, as we've learned.
Bjorn Borg.
Bjorn Borg.
Oh, this is
Skid,
terrible.
I meant to ask, before we go into this this horrifying cave and whatnot, Skid, where's your beard?
Oh, it's... I can't enjoy a beverage with that beard on. There's no, no mouth to speak of, so...
Yeah.
You need a straw.
Episode 3, if we make it, I might break it out again.
Yeah, don't forget, every time you have a new character, you guys need to do a costume change.
Yeah, my next character will be bearded. There we go.
Will be bearded. You look down these stairs, you see some oil lamps lighting the way up ahead. A stale smell in the air, and the sound of rushing water. Let's go over to Roll20. And unlike when we play Pathfinder, where the maps really are like, well, I can move 20 feet, and then I could go, and I don't have the movement speed. Think of these really as a loose interpretation of what you're doing. I'm not going to hold you to your movement. It's more about like what things look like and getting a sense of the space. Here we go.
Oh, cool. Creepy. Oh my God.
Phenomenal.
Oh.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
Yes, this is a world of black and white. So there's Scram and Sludgeface and Ulrich and Von.
Oh, I'm in front. Okay.
Yeah, but Scram. You guys can rearrange yourself anyway. Here's Sorry the Donkey.
Oh, no.
Here's Flea and what's the other one's name? Bane. Flea and Bane.
They look like
My
a
small but vicious dog.
Donkey.
Yeah, the donkey's a little big. Maybe I should... There we go. It's a miniature donkey.
It's a Shetland donkey.
It's a Shetland donkey. Look at this guy.
Oh, no. Oh, he's resting.
You lazy ass.
Hey, sleeping. Leave him alone.
Get up, donkey.
Troy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I can't move my character. If you want us to move ourselves.
Are we meant to not control ourselves? Because that's sort of what the world feels like.
Yeah, I know.
Seems
You shall
appropriate.
tell me, and I will move them. I always forget how to do this. I think you should have. You guys don't have control?
No.
No.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, I'll figure it out.
Don't need it.
No biggie.
I think it's just one. Oh, can be controlled by. All right, I'm going to fix that as we're talking. Anyways, so this is what you see up ahead. I said you hear water running. Tell me the party order. Because it's.
Well, I have 1 hit point, but I also have a very nice chainmail shirt.
Ooh.
I
That is
also
nice.
have all the torches. Or I have 4 torches anyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah, you have the
Bon Bon
best
has-
armor, but what the craziest thing is you get basically all of your agility tests go up by 2, which is crazy. Like if your armor is better, it's harder for you to defend because it's harder for you to move.
Yeah, but it blocks the damage.
It blocks the damage.
You're easier to get actually struck, but it's less likely that the armor will be pierced and damage go through into your body.
Right.
What damage is armor, by the way? Is it just block 1 hit and then it goes down a tier? Like, is that how it works? Do you know?
No. Only crits damage armor as far as
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
as far
okay,
as I know,
sweet.
Or I think fumbles. If you're defending and you fumble
Yes.
on a defense, that can damage armor.
I think
as well.
that's right.
We'll do our best to keep up with this. You know, again, these are rules light, but until you start getting into the flow, it's going to take a hot second. All right, so you should all be able to control yourselves by now. Control yourselves! You see up ahead, who's up front, did we say?
I mean, I guess I don't mind being in front. I feel like Scram is sneaky, so
Okay.
that's fine.
Sneaky little Scram walks up there with Flea, and you see a small stream of water that is tinged with tar. There are like little holes in the wall to the east and the west. This map is turned on its side, so north is actually forward, if you can reorient yourself. It doesn't really matter. The point is, east and west are these little holes where water is coming out, but they're coughing out black tar like a broken sphincter, just and so the stream that is running across is part water, part tar. And you see these black and violet butterflies just flapping haplessly right over the surface of the water. Beyond the stream, you see 2 wooden doors, and they both look slightly ajar.
Oh, man.
What do you want to do?
I mean, Scram will keep hugging the wall and I guess check out the tar and butterflies.
Just check out the...
Just look at it.
of the water savable? Is
Yeah.
any of the water salvageable?
Yeah, is it like we scoop off the water on top and the tar like sinks to the bottom?
Is there any tarless water?
So the stream looks like this tar is a recent development, probably since you woke up today. There are ways you can scoop up fresh water, you think, unless it's been contaminated by the tar. But you don't see like tar chunks in it if you try to fill your water skin.
Bon Bon will do that. I have a water skin. I'll refill it, I guess.
As will I.
Little
Take all
butterflies.
you can. It won't last long.
Is the stream like wide? Can we just step over it, or is it I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like you can pretty easily step over it. It's not rushing fast. You don't have to worry about falling in per se.
I feel like I'll call Ulrich up. You know where to go. Usually.
Yeah, and I'll follow behind. So I spent pretty much all of my money on a crossbow. So I have a crossbow that I hope will get me through one room. So yeah, I was just gonna say I'll hang a little bit back, but
Okay.
as we move across and go Oh, I'm gonna look to fate to determine which door to go in. Which is the right way? Left or right?
All right, so this is a DR8 presence check, right?
DR8.
And what is your presence bonus? Or your presence
+2.
score?
It's my highest score. +2, and I rolled a 14, so it's a 16.
Nice.
Which is the right way. And you guys would be used to this. Like if there's, which way you go, you just
we all look at you.
You all look to Sludgeface.
You don't know what right or wrong is, but fate is drawing you towards the door to the left.
Just raises like a rotting finger to the door at the left.
Von is scooping water into Schmorgas's mouth, the skull. And she looks up and she goes, I knew it. Left it is. Let's go. And she hops across the street.
The water's just falling out of the bottom of Schmorgas's empty jaw.
Wasted water as she drags it across.
It is possible there's no more precious resource in the world than water, and you are pouring it through a skull.
I put some in my water skin as well. Would you like some? And I pull out my cracked fingernails and I start to dig through the water skin. Do you want some?
Pieces of your fingernails are falling off as you're doing so.
Pieces of your fingernails are going on into his mouth. Oh! All right,
as you approach the
go.
doors, all of you, or whoever ends up approaching the doors first, you hear the oddest sound. It's very, very faint, but it sounds like violin music.
Oh no, that's not a good sign at all.
Dude.
Ugh, sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
I turn to Ulrich. Come on, would you shut up? I'm trying to focus.
No, that isn't me. I don't make music like that.
It's not Ulrich. Scram. See where that's coming from.
It's coming from the door on the left.
Go see it. Find
it. Yeah, scram. Got him.
All right, whatever. It's fine.
And he's right behind Scram, holding up this loaded crossbow.
Do it with a smile on my face. All right, let's see what's in the door. Can I do like a perception or something?
Yeah,
like that?
do it. That would fall under presence. Presence is kind of your catch-all for knowing your surroundings.
I only have a -1 in that
character.
I cannot.
You can't.
Do not have control.
Can I? I'm right there behind Sludgeface. Can I also roll presence?
You should be able to control. It says all players control. Yes, you can roll presence as well.
Let's go.
To aid.
Oh, nice. 15 total.
15 total. Okay, and then Von, what did you roll total?
I also rolled a 15.
Okay.
Oh.
That music, it almost feels like it's coming and going, and you cannot attribute it to either door. It doesn't seem like it's louder one door or the other. It's coming from inside, and you can hear it from both doors that happen to be ajar.
Troy, I forgot to ask. My plan was with my money, I wanted to buy 2 random scrolls. Can I do that?
Yep.
Can we do that now?
Hell yeah. You want to just have one sacred and one unclean?
That was my plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a D10 for an unclean scroll.
Okay.
Unclean.
Oh, I don't have dice. More planning.
You get nothing.
So unclean scrolls, Troy, have you gotten this vibe, are sort of like what Pathfinder would call like arcane scrolls. Mm-hmm. And then sacred scrolls are sort of like divine scrolls.
Yeah.
Like they're not necessarily like gross or horrible magic. Some of them are, but they're sort of like the things traditionally that wizards would do, as opposed to things traditionally clerics would do.
It's true, but they all sound dirty. What did your rolls get?
For the unclean scroll, 7.
7 is that's the same one Joe has, the invisibility. If you feel free to roll again unless you want invisibility.
2.
2. Tongue of Iris. A creature of your choice is confused for 10 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's cool.
Good.
Okay.
So it's like you cast this and they start babbling in tongues and they become confused. What does that mean? We'll find out. All right, give me a D10 for a sacred scroll.
6.
6 is bestial speech. You may speak with animals for D20 minutes.
Awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Everything should come in handy.
The problem is that if you have, it's a presence check to be able to activate a scroll. The DR12. If you fail, you lose D2 HP and become dizzy for the next hour. So if I fail to activate one of these scrolls, I will die.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you lose 2 hit points in that failure, you would just die.
dead.
It's like, why should I even cast these? The risk is too great.
Well, I'm thinking someone, my next character maybe could pick them up.
That's right. That's the good thing is like all of your belongings can be passed on to the next character, so they can be slightly more souped up.
I cannot wait to see how these backups get in here, what they're doing here, why they even want to be a part of this. It's going to be amazing.
I know one of them's playing a violin right now. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
All right, so you're all sort of hovering around the leftmost door. Your animals, I will give you control of your animals as well. Are they going before you, after you?
Yeah, let them go before.
Let the dogs go. Let them sniff out what's inside.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so you send Flea and Bane in the room. They should be controllable now. And right when they get through the door, they both growling at something. What do you do?
We'll walk. I'll walk closer.
Okay. They're in the room, growling. Gone. You hear as they die. No, I'm kidding.
Cindy's face.
I was like, this could happen though.
Wait, what?
Slash. All right, you walk towards the door. Do you peek in, Sludgeface?
Scram.
Yeah.
Peek in the door.
Yeah.
Well, Scram is also like sneaky, like the sneakier one, I think, right? Or you just have negatives and everything, right?
I have negatives and everything except for agility, and I just figure I'm like sneaky. I'm shrewd and deceitful, and I don't know.
Yeah. So if you want to try an actual stealth, to be stealthy, you can roll agility.
Okay.
And if you don't want to do that, somebody else can.
I'll try to sneaky do that.
Right.
15.
Okay.
Nice. Ooh, nice.
That's great. Pretty much your base, a normal success is like anything over 12. Think of it that way. So a 15, that's a great roll.
Except for me, it's like 10 for me, and I forget why.
Oh, that's what
you have reduced DR for stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I think it's just because you're gutterborn scum, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's my class.
All right, so that's great. So is it your agility and presence, or agility and something else is always your normal 12 becomes 10 or something? You all have little things like that, and that's huge. So when you roll a 15, that's exceptionally good because you're small.
Presence and agility for you.
For gutterborn
presence
scum.
and
Nice.
agility tests are reduced. Oh, that's good for scrolls, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you combine that. This is where you really need to be like the Avengers. You combine that with Skid's ability to swap presence and strength scores for everybody. That could be fun. All right, I'm going to start revealing this room to you as Scram sneaks up to the edge and looks in. Oh yeah, this is a fun room.
Oh. Wow, I love this. I love the look. It's so cool.
So, coming from the outside and the awful world that you walked through to get here, you hear that sad violin music somewhere north of this room. It's a little bit louder now that you're entering into the room, Scram. But what you see in here is a surprisingly warm and bright dining hall. There is a rotten smell in the room to go along with the faint violin music. You see 4 giant oil lamps lighting up the room, casting odd shadows about. There's a large wooden table with about 20 chairs taking up the majority of the space. But while the table is set with mugs and plates and spoons, there's no food or drink present. There is a rotting smell, though. You don't see any rotten food. The chairs, while no one's sitting in them except for one, which we'll get to in a moment, are all turned out rather invitingly. Seems like the room does get use, but again, no food, no drink, no scraps or anything. Let's talk about that one chair that is occupied. It's even on the art of the map. You see a bearded man.
Oh no.
Sitting alone at the far end of the table. From where you're standing, Scram, the light flickering from the oil lamp on his face. His skin looks ashen gray. His eyes seem dark, but they also seem almost completely closed, like they're just a little slit with a jet black pupil behind the slit. He's dressed in a dusty old cloak that looks like it's covered in moss and vines. What do you do?
I guess we gotta go in, right?
Go, man. Just go, man.
Yeah.
What does Scram do?
I feel like if I just say I'm going in, I'm gonna die. But like, if I do anything, I'm gonna die. So my dog's already in there. That thing knows we're here, probably. Can I see what it's doing?
Yeah, from where you're standing, you rolled very stealthily. You feel like you can move in. It's guy's just sitting there, motionless.
I want to try to sneak in the room, and should I try to stab him or should we try to talk to him? Should we kill him? Maybe I'm saying this to all of you very quietly, like with a smile. Should I go in and stab him? Or we don't do that. Maybe we talk. Up to you.
Yes.
I'm down for whatever.
Yes. Yes.
I agree with your assessment.
Yes.
Little
Stabbing?
Okay.
Sludge.
He looks up to the sky
And just stares.
Oh my God.
Gives you no answer.
Scram is on its own.
All right. Scram's gonna stab. I'm gonna try to sneak in the room
Okay.
up to where the guy is and do my coward's jab.
Okay. Give me an agility roll for sneaking up to him. So your normal roll is 2 less because of Gutterborn Scum. I'm going to say, well, I know what the DR is. You're trying to sneak up on somebody and stab them in the back. So let's see what your stealth is.
Got the omens page open just in case.
Yeah, that's smart.
Good
Oh
idea.
wow! Oh wow! I got a 4.
Oh no.
4 total. All right, so you come into the room and you're sneaking along. You get in there to be able to suss out the situation. You're like, I'm going in for the kill. And you start moving and you bang your leg on one of the chairs that's sitting at an odd angle. And it goes,
Like right here.
And this snaps Sludge Face out of his.
Susan, what has she done? What has it done?
I told it not to do it.
I told it not to do it. Does the
makes
thing have
that
any reaction?
loud sound of a chair scraping across rock and stone. And the figure does not move. And it was very loud.
Strange. All right. Sludgeface will step into the room with a crossbow pointed at it.
Von Blix also steps in, like, she saunters in. This looks fine.
You there? Do you hear me?
He looks around at his companions.
No response.
Von Blix.
Can I roll presence to see if he's breathing?
Oh, good idea. While Sludgeface does that, Von Blix sucks one of her teeth out of her gums and spits it in his direction to see if he reacts.
Your teeth's full.
That is a... You only have so many of those.
Roll a ranged attack. So you just shoot one of those over there. It skims across the table, lands like right on his chest and falls into his lap. No response.
I go like presence. This at Sludgeface.
Roll presence, Sludgeface, to see if he's breathing.
I did. I failed.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 7.
7. Okay.
Actually, no, that doesn't mean I failed. I rolled a 7, so I don't know what the DR is.
Yeah, aren't easy tasks DR
6?
6, yeah.
DR 6. Does your presence, do your presence rolls go down for your character now? He's wearing a very heavy robe, so it's hard to see if he was just bare-chested or wearing a light polo, but it does look like there is some sort of movement.
All right, Sludgeface will...
polo.
I want to see if there's a monogram on it.
Sludgeface will lean down to Bane, who's just like... He just leans down and just goes...
Give him a nibble.
And like sends the dog to go bite at his ankle.
All right, so Bane steps up.
Bane is eager for a nibble. He's hungry.
He hasn't eaten in days.
Okay. Give me the D4 bite damage. The man is not trying to defend.
Okay, 4.
4. Nice. All right, so Bane comes up, bites into the guy's leg, and he must hit some sort of artery or something, because all of a sudden the Bane pulls back and just blood starts squirting out the leg. Fresh stream of blood. And the man doesn't make a sound, doesn't move, doesn't react, just stands there, or sits there rather, breathing, as far as you know, as blood begins to pool beneath his chair.
Do we still hear the violin music?
Yes, it's kind of dissonant, off and on, but you hear it in the distance. Sounds like it's all around you.
It's okay.
There are 2 doors exiting this room. I didn't mention there's one to the north here. Again, this way his map is situated, north is to the right. And then there is another door to the south.
Perhaps he is in some sort of fugue state. Meditation that strong, though, is strange to me.
He's coming around the table, staring intently at this bearded figure.
Step aside, Bane.
And he like takes the place of where Bane was and walks right up. Does he see anything different when he's like right up at the dude's face?
Eyes are barely open. You see those jet black pupils peeking out. You now see he's definitely breathing, but now the breathing is labored. Perhaps from the blood pouring out of his leg.
Yeah. Sludgeface turns to the group and is like,
he is dying.
He reaches down and grabs like his whatever he's wearing and then tries to open it up. Like if he has a coat, a heavy coat or anything, to see if he's got anything on him, any weapons, anything like that.
Okay. You reach into his person, you feel around. He doesn't have anything on him. And he also doesn't react to you touching him. His
he just
breathing
pushes him
change.
off, like pushes him over the chair.
He
falls back and the chair falls back.
Falls backwards on the chair. His legs go up. Blood splatters up towards the ceiling.
Goes like on to Sludgeface's face.
Right. Like a Jackson Pollock. Just a paintbrush of blood to your face. And he just lays there on his back, unmoving as the blood begins to pool where he was. Breathing getting heavier and heavier, like he may be dying.
Looking once more at the table I'm going to do a presence check just to see if I see anything out of place or anything out of the ordinary. That is a 9.
A 9. No, nothing out of place.
This hall truly is accursed.
Well, I guess maybe we'll Scram's all set with this. This guy's very boring. I guess it's wondering, should we go to this door to the east? I guess if I turn my head around, or the one to the north? The door.
Wherever you want to go. Just pick one, like where Scram wants to sort of scout, and then just look ahead.
And we can't tell which one the violin's coming from more?
No, it sounds
it's
like
sort of everywhere. It's like ambient.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just deeper within this place.
Well.
So, if you want to do a presence check at both doors, I can maybe give you some more information.
I'm going to be next to this door.
Okay.
Try my presence. Come on. Nope. Got a 1. Total.
1. You listen up to this wooden door. You don't hear anything.
I just hear ringing in my ears.
You have tinnitus.
No clue. Does anyone want to listen at this one, or do you want to trust Scram to do it?
I can do it. Or you want to do it?
No, absolutely not. Let's go, Von Von. Get your ass in there.
Before Von Von goes up there, she climbs on top of the table and like kind of hunches her pant legs up as to not get her feet dirty from the table, and walks across the entire table toward the dude. And she's going to straddle him in the chair and kind of like caress his face, and then pull the knife that she has from her balloon lantern sleeve and stab him in the side of the head, because her god is the god of death, and she is going to put this guy out of his misery.
All right, so you hop up on the table, lift your pantaloons up like you were trying to wade into the shallow end of a pool. You dance across the table, hop off, straddle the guy, and just knife to the temple.
Yes.
The breathing stops, and the slight opening in the eyes closes.
And she kind of does the hands over the eyes thing, says a few words to her dead god. Like, you know, I got another one coming for you. You're still up there. And then she goes to the door to do a presence check.
Okay.
That's going to be a 19.
Okay, and this is the one that Scram just checked out to the...
I was going to do the other
door.
one, but what do you guys think? Should I do the one Scram just did?
I got this one. I don't hear anything. I just hear like my own head rattling around.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
So
I just hear me.
I know it. I hear it too. I hear it in here. I hear the other ones too. And she goes to the other door and listens.
All right, so Von Von goes up here to the north.
Yes.
Yeah, to the top. Okay, and you rolled a 19. You listen and you hear absolutely nothing. It's very, very quiet, oddly quiet.
So quiet. We have to go in there. It's so quiet.
Then open it.
Okay. And she opens the door. Oh, wait, she turns around and she goes, "Where's Ulrich? I need him. His violin. Where is it?"
Ulrich is in there. I can't move him.
Thank God.
Try resetting. I had to reboot roll 20 and it works for me.
Just making sure before I open this door that we're all here. Okay, and then Von Von opens the door.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Von Von opens the door, and the hallway is pitch black.
Oh, dear.
Looks like a corridor, but you can't see anything because of the darkness. It's very cold the minute you open it up. Not like the room you were in was that warm and inviting, but at least the oil lamps gave some sense of warmth. The minute you open up, there's like a cold wind that comes through. You do see on the far end of the hallway perhaps a faint flickering light. And again, the soft sounds of violin music. Does anyone have a torch?
Yeah, Ulrich says, "Don't worry, I can light the way." And he takes one of the torches out and lights it. And says, "But before we move on, let me just do one thing." And he bends down and he searches the old man's body.
Searches the old man's body, and just like Sludgeface, like you do a very thorough search. The guy had nothing on him.
Okay. So then he bends down and gives him a big open mouth kiss on his mouth.
Gives him a big open mouth kiss.
And he looks just like he's got albinism. He's got long hair. He looks like Edgar Winter with needle tracks all over his body. So he stands up. He says like, "All right, I'm done." And he moves over to the door with his torch and sort of waves the torch into the blackness.
And you see a long corridor stretching down, and it looks like there's some paintings on the wall up ahead, and then towards the back that I'll indicate by this blinking Roll20 light, there's a faint flickering light like up and around the corner. It seems like just beyond the paintings the room starts to open up a bit, but that's as far as you can see.
Let's go. Ulrich, do you want to lead the way with the torch?
Sure. Ulrich spearheads the assault into the corridor and gets up to the first painting that he can see and takes a good look at it.
Take a good look, and it's just this rather bland, featureless landscape painting. You can see the one next to it, even though your torch isn't right up against it. It looks to be very similar, just like another bleak, empty landscape. Like one of those paintings that you can go on YouTube and look at that are like, stare at it long enough and you see things that aren't there.
Yeah.
Like little people looking at you from the darkness. It's a very eerie feeling.
God.
There's two
So
on the
scary.
eastern wall and one on the western wall.
I don't like this at all.
It reminds me of where I grew up.
You are full of sad tales, you little thing.
You little thing.
Von Class Scram. I think it's beautiful.
Don't forget your donkeys and dogs. Oh, there they are.
Oh, I got my ass. Don't worry.
I love that you just traipsing a donkey through this Hoffman place.
Oh, and you know the donkey is like clomping through these halls. Like it is not. Clop, 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 clop. It's so loud.
All right, Ulrich keeps moving forward. I'll reveal a little more of the map. Does anybody else want to do anything as you move forward?
Sludgeface will look to the painting to the south. Did you say they're all similar? Did you cover all
very
of them?
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two
He'll
on the
look
eastern wall and
closely
two
at
on
the painting.
one on the western. Okay.
At the eyes that seem to be watching, and he'll watch them close and lean in.
Yeah, you just stare. And there's this, again, it's like a forest. The trees look all burnt out, like a bomb hit. But there's just a darkness at the base of each of these trees. And you look, and you get lost. You get, like, sucked into it for a second, and then you look up. And there's a giant tree looking down at you. And you turn around, and you see Aldrich and Scram and Von looking at you, gigantic, staring at you inside of the picture.
Whoa.
And he just reaches out and grabs the edge of the frame and rips it down off the wall. He's like, nah!
As you do, the floor gives way, and everyone roll an agility check.
Okay.
So
15 again. Love these 15s.
okay. Oh dear.
12.
12.
14.
Oh dear. Oh, that looks good. 18.
Ooh.
Ooh.
As you can see on the map, I've revealed the dotted lines. All right. Sorry.
Wow. Right. Standing right there.
Oh, the dogs.
Oh, no. They're both
dogs. All right. So I'm sorry. What did you all roll?
15.
18.
12 for Ulrich.
Okay.
14 for Von.
Okay. We'll say that the dogs fall through.
Oh.
The rest of you are able to jump out of the way. The dogs both take 5 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, they're about dead. They're, yeah. Pretty much it.
And you all jump to the side as this happens to avoid the pit.
What's down there? Besides two nearly dead dogs.
Two nearly dead. You see two nearly dead dogs. You stick the torch down there, and it looks like there's a tunnel going both to the east and the west.
Oh, shit.
At the bottom of the pit.
Oh, weird.
And then also where you're standing, I wanted to see if anybody did anything with the paintings, but I will reveal the end of this room here. There is a little bit going on here. Ever so subtle smell of sulfur up ahead. Obviously more violin music. That hasn't stopped. Sometimes it seems louder, sometimes softer, sometimes it stops and starts again. There's 3 oil lamps hanging around the corner, so that's where that flickering light was coming from. And you see a rusty pump of some sort leaking some sort of muddy liquid into a collection box at the bottom, like the kind of pump you could pump and it would shoot water out into this box. There's also a hatch in the floor.
Man. Sludgeface is gonna... Can he climb down into the pit? Easy enough? Or is it super far down?
Yeah, give me an agility check.
I mean, does it look like it's a difficult check? Or does it look like it's easy to climb down into the pit? Like, is it like,
you know what? It looks pretty
easy.
easy. Now that you know that it's there, you should be able to get down with ease.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, so you hop down, no problem.
He climbs down to the dogs. Sorry, Bane. And Bane is like, broke a leg, basically.
Oh.
It's just like whimpering. And he's like, there is little I can do for you here. You'll try to find a way out. Oh. And he sees these 2 corridors stretching. Ulrich, send a torch down. He reaches his hand up.
And yeah, Ulrich takes another torch out of his backpack, lights it with his current lit torch, and like, here you go, brother.
Here you go, brother. You look down and you see a tunnel leading to the west, and then to the east, it opens up into a room that like stinks of sulfur.
They didn't want us to find this, I think. Do you want us to explore this way?
He calls up from the pit to all of you.
We usually ask you that question. You have the eye.
Yes.
Shh, don't say that out loud.
Yes.
I'll kill you if you speak of it again.
No, you won't. You're in the hole.
You're in the hole. You're in the hole. I spit into the hole. You're in the hole.
You have a stinking eye in your face. You're not doing anything.
I hate all of you.
I hate all of you.
I will consult the eye.
What is that, Sludge, what does that smell?
It's sludge.
It is sulfuric. I'm not sure, but I am uncomfortable with this fire. I don't know. Let me think on it.
So yeah, which way to go? Let's see what fate has in store. The presence check. Oh man, wasting my rolls. That is a 19. Does he get a bad vibe moving towards the sulfur? Like it would be a very bad idea? Does he get a feeling?
Yeah, you get this feeling of dread from the smell of the sulfur. Also a feeling of need, and perhaps a feeling of power. But based on your power, your actual power that you're using, you get the sense that going west through the tunnel, which would be up on the map, seems like the right way. And the second you get that sense, you hear what sounds like tiny voices singing together in a minor key.
Oh, that's weird.
No.
It's weird, right?
It is.
Can we all agree that's weird?
Trying to figure out in the context of this world and what these characters have seen and done if that's weird or not.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know.
I think he's like,
It sounds magnificent.
It's another day.
I don't know. It's weird.
Again,
weird.
Von looks at Ulrich and she's like, can you stop singing? We're trying to figure out which way to go.
I'm not singing. You'd know if I was singing, baby.
You're not singing?
No. Do you hear singing? What is that?
Ah, do I? Is it in my head? Stop it. I'm curious about the, I'm down to go to the west. That's fine. If Sludgeface says, this is what we should do, I'm down. But I do want to check out that trap door. Maybe I call out to Ulrich and I'm like, what's in there? What's in the box?
Yeah, Ulrich says, hold on, I'll go check. And he walks. he walks into the other room, and he takes a look at the pump and the trap. Gets a closer look at the pump and the trap door.
Okay, so you just see like drip, 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 like a thick drip, the kind of drip that hangs on the lip of the part where the water should be coming out for a little too long, where that's not water. Something thick falls and then collects in like a little pool in a square container underneath the spout of the pump. You look at the hatch, and around the edges of the hatch is like, the best way I can explain it, looks like flesh sealing the hatch.
Oh.
Like a layer of flesh, like somebody would use caulk in a bathroom, like in grouting. It's just like flesh all around the edges. Yes.
Cock in a bathroom?
Yeah, C-A-U-L-K.
Okay. Oh, okay.
A cock in a bathroom.
Okay, wait, like you would use caulk in a bathroom.
It's like it's like someone melted 42 cocks and put it all over the hatch.
In a bathroom? Oh my god.
In a bathroom, no less.
Well, where would you melt
mess.
42 cocks?
I guess if there's a place to do it, it's easy cleanup.
It's the best place.
It's just like a flesh seal around
maybe
the hatch.
Don't fucking touch that. What the fuck?
At that moment, Aldrich, as you're studying the little hatch, well, not the little hatch, the flesh cock hatch.
That is quite the euphemism there. Haven't heard that one yet.
You get the sense that you're being watched, and you look just past the pump, and you see a tiny little man materialize. And he's so small, and his head is like the size of a tennis ball. And his eyes are all stitched over. He's like the size of an infant just sitting there in a robe with a little tennis ball head. And he says, I am Sagsobut. And then two little hands pop out of the robes. Two tiny little doll hands. I hold in my hand a jar and a tube. Each cost 30 silver. They are all I have. He just stands there with his little doll hands.
Ulrich turns back. Ulrich turns back and shouts out, "There's a bunch of cocks and a little man in here. I think it should come in."
Bon does a little split over the thing and goes over.
Cartwheels in.
I cartwheel over.
You see tiny tennis ball head with little doll hands.
Oh, I shake his little hand.
And a tube.
They're so small. Scram, come. It's so small.
So small? So
It's
small.
like you. It's like you.
Oh, like me. Okay.
Smaller. Come here.
I jump over. Yes.
You all come bounding into the room.
We're all abandoning
We heard
Sludge
there's a little
Face.
baby man in here.
Sludge Face is just
Wait.
listening to the music.
Where did you all go?
Where is everyone?
The light's gone from Sludge Face.
Where did you go?
Sludge, he has a jar and a pipe.
He's a baby. He's a baby.
A baby. Yes.
Wait, not a baby. Older than 7 years.
Yeah. How old are you, little man? If you don't mind my asking.
Can I climb back up there?
I am forever and a day.
Aww.
Oh, so older than 7?
Yeah, you can climb back up. The sound of the music goes away as you get further from it, coming from the tunnel that drew you. And you see this tiny little, again, size of an infant, head the size of a tennis ball, though, and little doll hands peeking out from a robe, evidently holding a jar and a tube, each costing 30 silver.
Can I roll my? Can I roll presence for like maybe my knowledge of the esoteric to see if I like know what this creature is, or like
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
if there's like some sort of mystery surrounding
The
it.
answer to every question is yes.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I've ever heard of a creature like this offering like a tennis ball head merchant. 12.
12. You have not heard of this particular creature. It is not uncommon in this world for strange merchants to just appear. But you have not heard of this particular breed.
And one more time, a jar and a what?
Tube.
And a tube. What is
jar and a tube.
Can I ask him, like, why would I buy this from you for
Yes,
so
sell
much
us.
silver?
Why should we buy it?
Wow.
I travel dimensions selling my wares, but my wares change depending on my where. Perhaps these would be helpful to you in this place, or perhaps they would be helpful to those who are against you. It depends who buys my jar and my tube.
What if I don't have 30 silver?
Then you cannot have my tube nor my jar.
Will you barter?
teeth rotting out of his mouth.
Are you prepared to barter with Saxo Booth?
I'm considering it.
And he's holding out his, he'll take out his crossbow. It's like of great value. He's just sort of curious with this little creature. Traveling dimensions is of great interest to Sludgeface. He's like,
Your crossbow
does not interest me. If you would barter with Saxobuth, you must give of yourself. And then perhaps you can have either my jar or my tube.
You don't have to say it like that every time. What would you have of me?
I must. When you barter with Saxobuth, you either are in or you are out. I will take of you, and you, in return, will get either my jar or my tube.
Fun about fingernails.
I have something special. I do have these fingernails, which I've been keeping care of I've lost count. Saxobuth, I have a question for you.
A question I perhaps can answer.
Do you know Kevar, Beacon of Death?
Sounded like you said, do you know Kevin Bacon of Death?
You know Kevin Bacon.
Kevar's brother.
What are your degrees
Bacon.
away?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
I own all of his albums.
In this world, he's only interested in Kevin Bacon's music career.
No, you misheard.
Indeed, a disturbing universe.
You misheard me. Sorry, I mumbled.
You say he's been in motion pictures. The rock and roll singer?
The rock and roll star Kevin Bacon?
He has a film career.
Well, it makes sense he has such presence on stage when he's jamming with his brother. But I never thought he could act on the silver screen.
I'm sure that music opened many doors for him.
What has he done? 1 or 2 films?
You do not know Kevar, Beacon of Death. You no longer interest me.
I know of someone who goes by the Beacon of Death. But I know her as Shalala.
No,
Shanana,
no, that's wrong. That's wrong.
vocalist?
That's wrong. You're wrong.
That's what Saxobuth calls her.
You're wrong.
Do not say that I am wrong.
You're wrong. I reject you. You heathen. I reject you. I reject you and your tube and your jar. I want nothing to do with your tube and your jar. You don't know the Beacon of Death. You've never met him. You've never looked at his eyes.
Shalala will frown upon you this day.
No. No, I reject the name. I jump back in the hole. I want nothing to do with this person.
Von.
I take my donkey.
You take 5 points of damage.
I am dead.
Right.
But you, the one-eyed stranger, do you want to barter with me?
He looks up and back down. I am in.
A piece of you I shall have, and in return, you must choose jar or tube. The transaction is complete.
And he doesn't feel anything?
Feels a little different. Let's deal with the jar or the tube, and then I'll deal with what's gonna make you real mad.
I'll reach out for the tube.
You reach out for the tube. It's hard to pull out of these tiny little doll hands. Surprisingly difficult. But Saxobuth, let's go. It is a beechwood tube. And inside is a foul Protean scroll.
Oh dear.
It is a scroll that on each dawn has a new unclean power.
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
Oh, this is going to be way too expensive.
The power can be used once. it is misinterpreted on a 1 to 3 on a d20 instead of just a natural 1. It's a very powerful scroll. And each dawn, it has a new power that can only be used once.
So each dawn it has a new power, but it can only be used once that day. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, and it's always an unclean power?
Always an unclean power, yeah. So you'll roll randomly on that scroll, and you can use it once per day. But you have to test it just like any other scroll, except it has a higher... It's kind of like Baron's Misfire. It misfires on a 1 to 3 instead of just a 1.
All right, so what did he take from me? I have nothing.
A d4. On a 1, you go down 1 in agility. On a 2, you go down 1 in presence. On a 3, strength. On a 4, toughness.
Oh dear. 3.
Strength goes down by 1 point. What was your strength? 0?
My strength was -3. So I think it can't.
So you...
Do I have to re-roll, or did I get lucky?
-3 is the max.
I know when you roll character creation, it's the max. I don't know if... temporary penalties.
I will say make it a -4 for now, because I think you can go up to a 6.
Yeah, I think character creation, there's a limit, but you can go past it.
Oh dear! Oh my God! So he feels like the strength fading from his body. He's becoming more frail than he already was.
So when you level up in this game, you roll to see if your abilities go up. But if you can fail and they can go down, they can never go below a -3. But in this instance, at least for the next 24 hours, your strength is at a -4.
Wow!
You had to give to Saxabuth.
Damn, I kind of want to know what's in the jar now.
Same.
Well, perhaps you should have bartered.
No.
Alric turns to Von and says, "What will you bet me that I'm going to make Sludgeface a little upset right now? 5 silver pieces. What do you say?"
I have 1 and I bet 5.
All right, 5 to 1. I'll take that. So Alric steps up and says, "I'll give you 30 silver for the other thing." And tosses 30 silver on the floor in front of the little man.
And the little man with the tennis ball size head and stitched over eyes just cranks his head to the side, and all of the coins collect and start piling up, and then make their way into his robe without him ever moving his hands.
Weird, dude.
Like and Super Mario.
The tiny little hand extends just a little too long towards you.
And my jar is yours. Good luck, travelers. Perhaps I shall see you when your ware meets my ware.
Phases out of existence. And
what an asshole.
What did you say?
I hope he rots.
Right? I can't believe you talked crap about your god and made you weak.
Yeah. I look at Sludge. Yeah, you're so weak now. Damn it.
He drained the strength right from me.
You were already
Indeed,
so
his
weak.
patron, Shalala, is greatly powerful.
Shalala.
I'll kill you all.
Shalala
I know the beacon of
lives.
He is known as Shalala.
I take out Smorgas to console myself. He's lying.
Sludgeface, how did it make you feel when I just threw 30 pieces of silver at his feet?
It made me feel as if you overpaid.
Would you characterize yourself as upset?
Not at all. It was meant to
be. And
be.
he turns to Von. He's like, "You owe me a silver."
She turns around.
Wait.
She goes,
Aldrich.
I owe you 5.
Again?
No, that wasn't the bet. And he takes out, says, and he throws 5 silver pieces at Von.
I put them down my blouse. They jingle onto the floor.
They just jingle on the floor.
Go right
into the flesh. Right into the flesh hatch. Ulrich, you have a jar of what's known as violet poison.
Ooh.
It does I'll tell you how many doses of it you have. You have... Everything's random in this game, which I love. Oh, max. You got 5 doses of it. It does an extra 2d10 damage if you were to apply it to a weapon. And the person who gets struck by it or drinks it or whatever the case may be, because you can do whatever you want. You can get very creative. It's not just putting it on a weapon. You could force somebody to drink it. They have to roll a DR 14 to try and fight against the effects of the poison, but 2d10 damage. Wow.
Force the donkey to drink it.
Right. Take this. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So sorry.
Sorry.
So Sagsabuth, the interdimensional trader, I love this game, has come and went.
That is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. An interdimensional random merchant that just shows up and sells you shit. Oh, it's so cool.
We're going to need a debrief on how this game is structured, because I'm really trying to keep everything as close to this as possible while extrapolating, and it's fun to actually play this now and see how it rolls out. You've got some options here. Obviously, there was another door back in the room with the man who is now dead, but then you've got this tunnel situation here where Sludgeface felt like going north was the right way. But again, what right and what wrong isn't clear. You did sense a feeling of dread coming from the chamber that reeked of sulfur. And then there's the flesh-covered hatch, but it doesn't seem like there's any way to open that.
Oh, God.
Violin music.
Need a break from this eye patch. It really hurts your other eye when you wear an eye patch for a while.
It smudged you. It smudged your makeup.
It feels like it was working out. Like it's sore. I'm going to suggest that we go down the hatch, and not that hatch, not the cockflesh covered hatch.
Flesh hatch.
The one that goes down into the tunnel. I feel like we might have a secret way to something cool there.
Yeah. So you're gonna avoid the cockflesh hatch for now and just go down the other hatch.
I'm not getting great vibes from the cockflesh hatch.
That's so weird. I wonder why it was so uninviting.
I think it had something to do with the 42. It was ominous.
So stupid. All right, so you're gonna go down. You're all gonna go down there. Everyone, if you don't have to bring the animals if you don't want to. You can. Obviously, the dogs are already down there, unless you wanted to help them up. Just don't roll a natural 1, and you should be fine. But you have to kind of navigate it.
I do want to bring my donkey. So
you want to try and get Sorry down there?
Yeah, do you want me to roll for Sorry?
Yeah, just roll 2d20s and don't tell me if you get a 1.
I rolled a 1 on the first roll.
Oh no.
Was that Sorry or was that you? Oh my God.
I rolled a 3 on the second roll.
Are you gonna die from falling in a hole?
So you're trying to. You had to bring the donkey down the hole, didn't you? So you're like, "Come on, Sorry, come on!" And you're trying to pull Sorry down, and all of a sudden, crack! His leg breaks, and he tumbles down and lands on top of you.
Oh my God!
And you take 3 points of damage.
That's all my hit points.
Wait, did you have 3 hit points?
I have 3 hit points.
Okay.
Oh my God, you're at 0?
This is amazing. So you're at 0.
At
So
0.
you need to
I'm
roll a
not
d4.
dead.
Right.
Okay.
Roll a d4. A 4 on a d4 means you're dead. 1, 2, and 3 is just slightly better.
Okay.
Than dead.
Okay. I rolled a 2.
Okay. On a 2, I had it here a second ago.
You roll a d6. On a 1 to 5, you have a broken limb or severed limb, but in this case, I think it would be broken limb.
Yeah, like your leg.
If you roll a 6, you lose an eye.
What? Oh my God.
You can't act for D4 rounds, and then you become active with D4 HP. So you'll get that HP back, some of it.
Oh, amazing. Roll. Okay, all right.
Yeah, this is kind of perfect, and it fits the narrative. The donkey fell down and broke its leg, landed on top of you, and what did it do to you?
I rolled a 6.
And its hoof went straight through your eye.
Oh my God, Von Von.
Just imagine this scene like, oh God, you're impaled by a donkey hoof.
Oh my God. I think Von Von absolutely like screams out in pain for sure. And then once it's settled a little bit and like we get the hoof out, she turns towards Sludge Face.
Sludge Face is like, stay still. This is going to hurt just a bit.
And pulls the hoof out of your eye. Oh my
God. And then, in pain and like kind of like woozy, she goes, we match. We match.
Blood streaming down her face.
Look at your makeup was prescient tonight. Bloody eye.
Apparently this is the one the donkey hit, and my makeup's still intact on this one. God damn it! Wait, so is Sorry dead?
I'm sorry to say he broke his leg, and in the fall he took 3 hit points of damage. I think that might be enough to kill him, but let's find out. Everything's a random roll. Give me a D6 roll. How many hit points did Sari have?
If you roll a
1 or a 2, yeah, we're gonna find out right now. If you roll a 1 or a 2, he's dead. If you roll a 3, we'll talk.
Okay. Oh, the 2.
Oh no, Sid. That means that Sari had 2 hit points and he took 3 points of damage. Sari died while his hoof was inside of you.
Oh God.
You
killed him pulling it off.
I feel like your God would like this.
Yeah, Kavar wanted it. Kavar wanted this, and if Kavar wanted me to die, I'd be dead, and I'm not yet, so it's not time for me to meet Kavar, and I will continue on. I'm in pain. Mm-hmm.
Sludge Face giggles maniacally.
I take out Smorgas.
And Smorgas says, his name is Shalala.
I'll kill you.
Heresy, Smorgas.
And then obviously you're not in any danger right now, so roll a d4 to see how many hit points you will regain now that you are missing an eye. It is insane that you're still alive after that.
This is terrible, yeah. 3, I'm back to my normal amount.
Wow. That is...
That was a fun turn of events.
Not see that coming.
Cannot believe.
You had to bring the donkey.
And we have our first casualty of the night. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
We marked that down on our tally.
That's one.
That's one.
You're doing better than I thought. We're 90 minutes in and only 1 death. All right,
the rest 90 minutes? Oh my God.
Oh, also, I skin Sorry, and I flay the skin on one side, and I carve out a bunch of healthy meat before it rots so that we all have meat. And I say, this is what Kavar would have wanted. And I take a bunch of meat to cure and salt for us.
And nice. While you're doing that, you're carving away as your eye is bleeding. Sari's head just looks up at you. Why are you doing that?
I again take out my knife and stab it in the temple.
And just boom, hits him in the temple. His eyes don't flinch. I thought we were friends.
I take out the knife, I clean it off, I put it in my sleeve, and I go, nope, not doing this. You've tricked me before. I know it's in here, and you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. Can't hurt me.
Vaughn, don't do this to yourself.
Oh God.
I know you. I know you. I've been around. I know who you are. Yeah, I'm not talking to you. Not today.
Why did you let me fall?
Smorgas. Where'd I put him? Where's Smorgas? I need to talk to Smorgas. Give me Smorgas.
And you guys just see her talking to a dead donkey.
Ulrich turns to Scram. Says, this all makes me want to write a love song.
Uh-huh.
You know why?
Why?
Because love is never having to say, you're sorry. And he starts tuning his act.
Ding, 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 ding. And then in the distance now, all of you, unless anybody rolled a 1 on that agility test. Let's just get that out of the way.
15 again. I keep rolling 15.
14.
12. Okay. So where you all get down there after this horrible display, you now all hear that singing coming from this corridor up. It starts and stops, all in a minor key.
So
There's also
sad.
heat coming from that direction, whereas you felt cold in the corridor, and you all smell that stink of sulfur to the west.
Sludgeface will move up the corridor. Torch out in front of him. A hunch tucked in at his side. Crossbow. Loaded. He's just slowly walking down the hallway. And smiling.
You start walking through the tunnel, and it starts to get tight. So tight that you can barely fit through. Even Scram, as you're coming up from behind, the walls are getting super, super tight. You have to go sideways, and you have to push yourself past rock wall. You realize if any of you were wearing heavy armor, you'd have to take your armor off to even get in. Von, as you start to follow, you realize Sari would have never even fit in here. The dogs, Flea and Dixie, or Bane, they're struggling as well, but they're able to stay low to the ground, and you're all squeezing through this rock tunnel, and you're squeezing through until it gets really hot and stuffy and opens up into some sort of a greenhouse.
Whoa.
Despite the unpleasant temperature, it smells sweet in there and actually feels nice by comparison to what you've seen so far. Yet again, there are oil lamps hanging from chains in the ceiling and glass walls surrounding you. Plants everywhere, palms, cacti, flowers growing rampantly, and behind the glass above you can see dim moonlight in the sky. There is a small path in the middle of the room leading towards the back. What do you do? I'll reveal this in the meantime.
Yeah. He'll just move through the room toward the back. Is it lit? Or is the only light from the torches?
It is the light. The only light is from the torches and a little bit from the moonlight. 3 torches, but that's plenty of light in there.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
Wow.
All these plants, they're going to die.
Yeah, they are.
All right.
You've got very little time left.
Sludgeface says, talking to the plants. He's walking by.
As
Can you drink tar?
As you turn the corner back there, you see, sitting in front of a fire, what looks like a porcelain doll. It's just a doll sitting there behind the fire with a book in its lap. It has long dark hair, and it's dressed in a gunny sack with armholes. Something is not right about the doll, and you realize why as it starts to move and turn the page of the book it's reading. It's alive.
Huh.
It keeps reading. Doesn't acknowledge you.
You there? Sorry to disturb your leisure.
Oh. Hello. Would you like to come and share my fire with me?
Well, that depends. Who are you?
My name is Leslie, and my hosts and I, we live here for now. Who are you?
I am Masterson. We seek a boy, son of the Shadow King. Do you know of this boy?
I have heard a boy cry somewhere here. Perhaps he was taken by Fletcher. That would make sense. That is not something I would do when this place is mine. But that does sound like Fletcher's work.
Who is he? What is he?
Fletcher. He was just a boy himself when he was left here in Sarkash by his parents. All the more fool were they who left him. A group of necromancers, desperate to corrupt the innocent for their own machinations, found the child, feral like a wild beast, chewing on rabbit carcasses in a gloomy glade. They took him in, but no force or threat could control the boy. And slowly, over time, he became more powerful, just like those who created him. The necromancers also abandoned him and left him to die, hurling him here into this prison. It is now his domain, ruled purely by his will. The rotback sludge flows with powers unknown. I hope to drink from those waters, but first, Fletcher must be dealt with. So, are you and your companions here to deal with Fletcher? To deal with the cannibal warlock?
Is he the cannibal warlock? Are they the same thing?
Yes.
Oh, I guess that's what we're gonna do.
Yes. Allow my associates to introduce themselves.
Yes. Who are you? And as you're talking, these little tiny creatures emerge from the greenhouse nearby. They look like children crossed with monkeys, but skinless. She says, "Oh, these are my hosts, Fine, Phone, and Foon. Do not worry about them. They would like to meet you too, for they are curious." And then these little tiny creatures come out.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, make it stop.
What are your names?
I mean, everyone tends to call me Scram, so if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
Scram. A good name. And you? The one with the dripping eye socket that smells of donkey fur?
You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
I turn to Sludge and I go,
I'm sorry, we've already met.
The other one.
Perhaps you had forgotten.
I point to Ulrich.
My son is also named Bort.
Van takes a large bow, extending her arms, and she goes, Van Blix. And as she bends down, she kisses one of the small children on the head.
One of the skinless monkey children.
Oh, you kissed Foon?
You kissed Foon?
Foon. Or Phone, whichever one.
Did you just kiss Foon?
It was Foon.
It was Foon. Okay, yeah, she kisses Foon, and she slowly looks back up, and she goes, Are these your children? They're beautiful.
They are not my children. They are my hosts.
I don't know what that means. I'm confused. I got stepped on.
Yes. Sorry, you'll have to forgive her. She suffered rather a severe eye injury recently.
Ah, you have a beautiful singing voice. Perhaps you would sing us a song around our campfire. We are singers as well, my hosts and I.
Sure.
This could only be good.
No, remember the little voices? No. Von goes, No!
Oh, wait,
Von. Don't be rude.
Sorry.
Don't be rude, Von.
She holds up Smorgas. No, it was Smorgas who said no. Smorgas, bad boy. But I think, actually, I don't think we have the time. What time is it? Nobody knows.
true. Time is running short, and I'm more of a soloist anyway.
Time is running short. For what? What do you know of the Accursed Den?
We know little. Only that those who enter never leave.
This is true. Did you not meet the gods? Or did you already dispose of them?
No, we've met no gods. This place is
Gods.
unguarded.
We saw a guy at a table.
You saw malfeasance. Did you
Yes.
sit and dine with him?
Not exactly.
No, he died tragically.
That
It was
is
an
the
accident.
It seems so obvious now.
Tragically is the only way to die. Malfeasance was a good man. He could have told you much. But now he has passed on. The Accursed Den has a way of taking souls. I'm surprised the gods did not hear you.
Mine
What
does.
else do you know? Yours does?
All the
Who is
time.
your- Who is your god?
Kavar, beacon of death. I hear them. They hear me. We're a one-on-one communication. I'm their prophet. They speak through me.
Who? Kevlar?
No, Kavar, beacon of death. They are long dead, but they live on through me.
Perhaps you are familiar with the much more well-known beacon of death,
I whisper in,
Shalala.
I whisper in Bon Bon's
I
ear.
do know Shalala, yes.
Yes.
I whisper in
the
Bon Bon's
beacon
ear trying to
of
start
death.
shit.
Yes.
No,
Kev-
no.
Yes, I know
Kevlar
of
is a
Shalala.
subsidiary of Shalala.
There is
Kavar.
only,
Kavar.
there is only
Kevlar.
one Shalala. To the east. Through the tunnel from which you came is the rot-back sludge. Someday I shall consume it. But there are creatures that lie within that don't allow me near. I need to dispose of that creature so that I may perhaps get to Fletcher. But it is impossible, even for the likes of you. There may be other ways, but I do not know them. Would you like to drink? of my brew?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it?
It is my elixir. My hosts and I drink it every night when we sing our songs. If you would like to rest by our fire, then perhaps you may drink of our elixir as well. And what will be, will be.
I like the sound of that.
Good.
I want to drink.
Yes.
Hosts, bring our guests the elixir. And those little skinless monkey children go off into the flowers. You just see the flowers rustling. Moments later, they come back.
Don't they have to have skin? What do you mean by do you mean hairless?
No, they're skinless monkeys. There's
So they're just
membranes
bleeding?
and muscle, yeah. And they come out with little wooden bowls. And they offer them to each of you.
Thank you very much. And I go sit by the fire, and I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Sludgeface buries his nose in it and smells. What does it smell like?
It smells like flowers and fresh water.
Von says a prayer over it for those that have died so far in the Accursed Den, and we'll sit down next to Scram.
I'm going to say, this is incredible. Did you know all of the water now is tar?
Has another misery befell the world?
This is great, though. Thanks. And I'm gonna sip it.
Excellent. And she looks to the rest of
Cheers.
you. Do you all drink of Lesdie's elixir?
Sure.
Yes.
What do we have to lose?
Nothing.
Do Scram and Von just like link arms and just go, all right.
Yes. They do, like they're doing a shot together.
They tap it on the table.
You drink of Lesdie's elixir, handed to you by Fine Phone and Foon, 3 skinless monkey children. And it feels very refreshing. You actually feel invigorated. Especially you, Von, who just had a dead donkey impale your eye socket with its hoof. Which happens in this game, evidently.
Yeah.
Feel real good, but then you start to feel real weird, and the ground seems to sink below you, and the walls start rippling like ocean waves. And you're like, what is happening? You start sweating and slurring your words, and why are we here? And Von, you look over, and there's Sorry again. Hey there, Von.
Oh, no.
This feels weird. And then Von like starts blowing up like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon, just pushing everyone out. And you guys are all having your own trip, but Von is just like, what is happening? Von, don't go.
That's the worst time to trip, just after your donkey died.
Right after your donkey dies. I always say,
That's the
do
worst.
not trip 24 hours after your donkey dies.
Just
Never do
get it out of
acid after your
system
donkey.
And then trip.
Your donkey impales your eye socket. Everybody roll a presence check.
Okay. Fuck.
Hold it together,
Is
Sludgeface.
4 good?
4 is not good.
I got a solid 7.
Solid 7, okay. What else?
Somehow a 15.
15 and
20.
20.
Oh,
All right, so while this is happening and Von is watching
the dead body of Sorry fill up the room, Von and Sludface notice something weird coming from the hosts. The hosts start pulling knives out from underneath their robes and move in to attack.
Get the hell out of here. We're on the same side.
It's a combat. We're doing a combat.
Oh my
monkey combat.
They
How do we do
messed
this?
us all up.
What happens?
Because you are all tripping on Lesdie's elixir. Amazing gifts, Skid. Your attack and your defenses are both at a -2 while you're tripping. And these 3 hosts go into attack, and as they do, they say, Lesdie, Lesdie, the chosen, the delightful, and then here we go. So the way initiative works is I roll a d6. And traditionally, and some encounters and some creatures can change this, but traditionally, if I roll a 1 through a 3, all my enemies go first. If I roll a 4 through a 6, all of you go first. And if I roll a 4 through a 6 and all of you go first, you roll your agility score plus a d6 to see who goes first among your team. So now I will say who goes first. The enemies, or Von, Scram, Ulrich, and Sludgeface. You guys go first.
Thanks.
Yes, thank God.
Well, at least we'll see around.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody roll agility and add a d6 to it. Your agility might be 0. Your agility might be -1. Let's see how it's going to work. This is a huge opportunity to get to go first.
Got a 3.
A 3, okay. Let me just get all these names in here.
God damn.
You rolling rocks, O'Brien?
Yeah, I just rolled a natty 19, which is what it'll be. My agility is 0.
Oh, I thought we rolled a d6.
Oh, yeah. You are supposed to roll a d6, Joe. D6 plus agility.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was just an agility check. 5.
5 total?
5 total.
Okay. And what did you get, Scram?
3 total.
Scram got a 3. What about Von?
I also got a 5 with my +1 to agility.
Okay. And Ulrich?
1 total.
1 total. All right. It's going to be Von, Sludgeface, Scram, and Ulrich. Von, what do you want to do? There are 3 creatures with knives coming at you, and you don't know what Lesdie's doing. And you also have a dog. Actually, you don't have a donkey. So if you have a dog, keep that in mind.
I don't have a donkey. Okay, I am just gonna go to stab one of them. I think I see them pull a knife, and even though I'm in this drug phase, I'm like, I will also pull a knife, and I'm just gonna do what everyone else is doing. So I'm gonna stab one of them.
Okay, and now this is really interesting here. Just people might wonder, how does this work? Do you get so much movement speed? Do you get so much attack? How long is a round? A round is enough time to make an attack or use a power and traverse a normal-sized room. There are usually 10 rounds in 1 minute. So basically, you can move and attack. You can move, attack, move. You can do anything you want, literally anything you want. And I set the DR.
All right,
so you want to try and move up to one.
Yeah,
okay.
Foon, who I kissed on the head.
The one
because
who you kissed?
I feel betrayed.
I know it was you, Foon. You broke my heart. Broke my heart.
So do I roll a d20?
Yeah, you roll a d20 plus your strength, because it's a melee attack.
I don't have any strength. All right.
Roll high.
An 11.
An 11. No, you would need at least a 12, depending on if I modified it. So you go to stab and you miss. Did you have to move up to Foon, or do you want to try and move away from Foon?
Can I move away? Yeah.
Sure, yeah. You can stab and get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's going to be Sludgeface's turn. Sludgeface, 3 of these things have knives, and you don't know what's going on with Lesdie.
All right, so
Lesdie.
First thing he's going to do is say, Bane, get them! And so he will send Bane to attack one of these things.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess it just does damage. I mean, is that an action? Is that my action for the round?
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say that it only obeys you. So that could be your move action. You still get your action. The game's hard enough, you know?
Yeah. Okay. then I'm going to have it jump and bite at the nearest one.
Okay.
Bane. And so it looks like it just automatically deals damage, right? I mean...
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And so which one is it going to go after? This one here?
Sorry, I wasn't looking at the map.
The one sort of to the the southern end of the room?
Yes, that works.
Oh, great. And what's the damage? Is it a D4?
Yeah, it's a D4.
Oh, man. Okay.
2 points of damage.
Okay, so they don't have any... They don't have any armor that you can see, but the 2 points of damage is not enough to take that host out. Yikes. What do you want to do now that Bane has done a little bit of damage?
He is going to read from his scroll, Metsud will blind your eye and try to become invisible to these things. Even though he's like kind of trippy, he's like, ah! And he's just going to try to vanish in front of their eyes.
All right, so you need to roll a DR12 presence check. Should you fail, you lose 2 hit points, become dizzy, and cannot use powers for an hour.
It's going to be so bad.
Should you roll a 1 on that, it is a scroll fumble, which could just outright kill you.
I mean,
then we go to this fun table.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, oh God, so bad.
So bad.
I got it. 14.
Ooh,
okay.
nice.
14.
All right, so Metsud will blind your eye. You are invisible.
Nice.
All right, it is Scram's turn. Scram, the one here to the south portion of the room has been hit. None of the other ones have been hit.
So I said I was sitting by the fire. So I'm just going to put myself there. And I don't see that the main guy is doing anything.
Yeah, Leslie is just kind of standing there.
I'm going to go up to Leslie.
Leslie.
And I'm going to try to stab him.
Stab her, the little porcelain doll. Okay. All right, go ahead and roll to attack. What kind of weapon are you using again?
I've got a short sword, so I guess I'm going to try to slice her.
Oh, just slice Leslie. Okay. Roll to hit.
Strength 10. Crap.
They're all armorless, but you guys are just you're tripping. Oh yeah, don't forget it's a -2 to these checks.
Right.
Right.
While you're stoned.
So
it's even worse. Yeah, not for you, Joe, for your presence. It's -2 for attack and defense.
And then so I went like fully. I can't have my dog go.
No, you can have your dog go. I let Sludgeface do it too.
I'll try to tell my dog to get the one that was already hit.
Already hit? Okay, great. Yeah, the dog only obeys you, so Flea will go take a bite. Roll D4 damage.
D4 2.
2. So you now have done 4 points of damage to this little guy. This little skinless monkey child. And it's still up.
Oh, no.
For God's sakes. One of these things has more hit points than every member of our party.
All
don't
put
even
together.
have skin.
Telling you, odds are one of you won't survive this fight. Maybe more. Let's find out. It is Ulrich's turn, and then all of them go.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay, so Ulrich is still... Well, I guess he'd be on the room because he took the elixir. So
Yeah,
I guess he's standing right inside the room.
He's a wallflower.
So he's tripping and like kind of swaying, and he pulls his lute off of his back. And there's this like giant electric cord, and like swings the lute over his head and bears it down, slashes it down on the nearest creature's head.
Okay, this is the one that has like Flea and Bane are just like tearing it apart. Blood is gushing out, and you just try to finish it off. Roll a melee attack at a -2 because you're tripping.
Okay, this is -3 because I have a strength -1. So,
Oh God,
that's a 12.
that hits exactly.
Oh my God!
Easy target. And so what is that? A D8 damage.
7 points of damage.
Describe your kill as you bring this axe down.
Yeah, it's like and it swings it down and it severs it completely in half. The two halves of it fly across the room, slam into opposite walls, slide down, leaving a trail of blood and slime.
Bone and muscle and slime.
Do you ever watch Fooly Cooly? The anime Fooly Cooly?
No.
It's great, and the guy, you gotta watch it. It's really weird, but he uses a guitar and hits some. Anyways, there's people that are watching like now. Oh man, Fooly Cooly's awesome! Fooly Cooly. All right, it is their turn.
This is a TPK. It's so funny.
Totally. I'll start with the good news. Here's the good news. One of them's dead, and Leslie, the little porcelain doll, you see her just walk into the plants and sort of just disappear into the plants. You don't know where she goes, and you don't feel any spells being cast. You're like, okay, maybe that's good. What is she doing? What's she doing back there? What is she doing? I always wonder what she's doing back there. And now these guys are gonna come up. The first one,
we got this.
The first one will come up. Sludgeface is invisible, so it's gonna come right up at this dog here, which I think is Bane. And Bane, I'm gonna let you roll defense. I'm gonna say this dog the dog's not tripping, so you gotta roll defense 10, which is going to be, give the dog an agility of 2, and you've just gotta roll against DR 10.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
Nice.
So this thing comes up to try and stab the dog and misses. Now the other one is going to it's right near next to Scram.
Scram, no.
Scram, you need to defend an attack, and you have a -2 to your defense.
But my agility, it's a 10 instead of a 12.
That's right. Okay, so they basically even out.
Okay.
So you just got to hit DR 12 in this case. Or well, you still take a -2 to your roll, but you only got to hit DR 10.
Okay, -2 to my roll. I got an 18, so 16.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that one misses too. So you've got a chance here. I like the way this flows. I just assumed you guys would be dead. And I'm trying to play it by where you are located. Like, had Sludgeface not gone invisible, I would have just went after Sludgeface. But the easiest target right there is the dog. Let's go to the next round, and it is Von's turn.
Okay. I can't do any powers really. I'm going to go up to the one near Scram, and I'm going to again try to stab it.
Okay, -2 to attack, melee strength attack.
That's going to be with the -3.
It's okay. It's all right.
Brutal.
I'm going to move away.
Yeah, little move, attack, move. No, it's smart.
I'm going to go to the far corner, actually, where the porcelain doll went.
Okay, you go back there. She's not there. You look around. There's a lot of trees, a lot of cacti and palm trees and flowers. She was tiny. Maybe she's hiding in there. You don't see her. It's going to be Ulrich's turn. Excuse me, Sludgeface.
Sludgeface. What is he going to do? It's getting out of control, and I'm terrible with this thing.
See about his knife. He's so terrible with his knife. But,
fuck it, it's worth a shot.
He is going to... Can I coat my blade in red poison and then stab this thing?
Yep.
All right. He uses one charge of his red poison and then stabs this thing. Now, this is going to be a DR6 to hit
because you're
of
invisible?
his scroll. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's right. So
Awesome.
it's basically your version of sneak attack. DR6, you still have a -2, but you'll do extra damage
And a
because of this poison.
-4 because of my strength, and I'm all weakened, so it's a -6. So I need to roll a 12 or higher on the D20 still. But still, that's better than nothing.
good.
Here we go.
Right, and a natural 20 is a crit, and a 1 is a fumble.
Could you imagine?
What?
No, I failed. I got a 4. I got a 4. I needed a 6. I got a 4. I rolled a 10. 10 on the die.
Gross. Well, you got Bane's attack if you'd like Bane to Try and turn on this thing that just stabbed at it.
So Bane will turn around. That is Bane up at the top there, and he will turn around and try to. Well, he just does damage.
Yeah, in this case, we're just going to have him just do damage.
1 point of damage.
1 point of damage, yeah.
Come on,
I'm sure
Bane.
there's a way I could just house rule like I did for its defense, but for now, I'll just say it does damage. It's a lot easier. All right, it is Scram's turn. Scram, this thing came right at you, and you're able to dodge out of the way. What do you want to do?
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to smile. And I'm going to say, Flea, to me. So Flea comes over.
Flea, come here.
And we both attack the one that attacked me. So I'll roll my strength, which I have a -2 because of being high and a -1 because I'm not strong.
But you only have to hit it on a 10, right? For you, or is that a defense?
I thought
that's only on agility rolls.
Agility
rolls,
and presence, yeah.
All right, so you still got to hit
Agility and
DR12
presence.
at a -3.
Oh, it didn't work. I got an 8 on the dice.
What about Flea?
But Flea is there, so...
Come on, Flea.
So bad leaving these things out there.
Does Flea roll a strength?
For this, I'm just letting you guys do the damage. I'm saying the
D4.
dog can get up there and just bite.
4. Oh, wait.
Nice.
Oh, wait, no,
Damn it.
I rolled a D6. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't want to cheat.
Cheetah!
Still a 4.
Still 4, all right.
Vindicated.
All right, so Flea just steps up and bites right into this thing and does 4 points of damage. All right, Ulrich. Last chance.
All right, and Ulrich is he's singing some sort of wordless heavy metal operatic aria, and he moves over to the creature that Scram is fighting. He's slowly swinging his axe over his lute over his head, and he brings it down on this creature. Natural 3, that's a miss.
Oh, no. I mean, you know what? I'll tell you, one thing you feel in this game is every round that you don't kill them is terrifying.
Yes.
You don't want to leave them up for even a round.
Yeah.
Instead, like Pete Townsend, you just smash the guitar into the greenhouse floor. Meet the new boss. It's their turn. There's only 2 of them left. You're still invisible there, Sludgeface?
Yeah, Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I have to roll it. It's D6 rounds.
Oh, okay.
So that was 1 round. So let's see. 1.
Oh, no.
So you're
So
visible
he's
now?
visible again. Oh, this is horrible.
So it last round it stabbed at Bane, and then did you hit it or no?
No, I missed it.
You missed it. And then you appear, and it just goes to stab at you. So try to defend DR12, but you have a -2 to your agility because you're high.
He's using this poison-coated blade to try to sling it aside. And he fails. I got a 9.
Oh. Okay. All right. What is your armor? This might kill you.
I have light armor, so I'll only block D2 of the damage.
All right. I'm rolling a D6 for damage.
Oh my god. This could kill me. 100% could kill me.
4 points of damage. Roll your armor.
I block 1. So he's at
block 1?
0.
He's exactly at 0?
Exactly at 0.
Oh, no.
Come on, dude.
Now, so you're broken. Roll a D4. If you roll a 4, you die. You might lose your other eye, though. Oh my god.
Now,
Wait, did you want to use an omen? Don't forget, you have chances to use omens.
Jesus, come on. Yeah, I want to use an omen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to, retcon this because
I want
we're
to
still
retcon
learning
all
the game.
that, dude. Now, I'm not going to go back to my original attack, but I should have retconned my attack against, not retcon. I should have used an omen on my attack against him because I had a great chance to hit him.
Yeah.
And I just
certainly use it here. So, is there an opportunity for you to use it where you failed that defense roll?
Yeah, because I believe an omen can reduce damage by D6.
It can.
So I'll do that.
Okay. You can also re-roll the die to block it. Or would you rather just...
That I didn't have a good shot at that anyway, so I'm going to let that go, and I'm just going to reduce the damage by D6.
It's funny, we talked about it. It was 2 hours ago. We were like, make sure we put the kitchen sink, omens, and then it's...
Well, I used my power immediately, but like I just forgot, and my poison immediately. That's all I thought about kitchen sink. I forgot about omens.
Deal max damage with one attack is another omen. So neutralize a crit or a fumble, lower a test DR by -4. So in this case, you're going to reduce the damage dealt to you by D6. So it would have been 4 damage. Roll a D6.
3 damage. Would have been 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, so roll a D6 and see how much of that 3 you can absorb.
2.
All right, so you take
so
one.
I take
hit
1 point of damage.
Okay, and you're not broken yet. Now there's one more. And Scram is sitting there, and old
Ulrich.
Where's the Ulrich is there, and then what is the fucking dog's name? Flea. Flea. All right, so Scram, Ulrich, and Flea are there. I'm gonna roll a D6. 1, 2 Ulrich, 3, 4 Scram, 5, 6 Flea. 5, so it's coming after Flea.
So lucky.
You guys are super lucky. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I did when I attacked Bane. Give me a defense roll with a +2, and you've got to beat DR 10, Kate.
All right. 7 total.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Flea takes 4 points of damage.
Flea's dead. It fell in a hole, and
Flea's dead.
Like, it's dead. Or I mean, it's below 0. Do I roll for broken for the dog or no?
If it goes to negative hit points, you're just
Dead.
straight up dead. So it just stabs Flea through the heart, and we have our second casualty of the night. And there was an animal companion. Wow, okay. Oof. Good news is it's back to you all. Von, what do you got?
All right, Von is going to come out of the weeds and come up to the one that just killed Flea. Or no, the one down here just killed Flea.
Yeah, okay.
To the east. And Von again is going to try to stab it, pissed off that these animals are dying. And she's like, this is too much death, actually. I've changed my mind.
Too much of a good thing.
God?
Not a good roll?
No.
No. In fact, it's a 2.
Ooh.
Come on, Von. You
No.
did that. What would Shalala say?
I imagine Von it like thinks she's doing an attack, but really she's like walking out with her knife and immediately spinning around and walking back
Just gonna
into
go back
the
in the
weeds. Goodbye. And I go back into the weeds.
You go back into the weeds. Sludgeface, you saw your life flash before your eyes. There's still 2 of these creatures left. What do you do?
He says, fuck this, and he's out. He's out. Shit, I have this poison and shit. Can I possibly... he says, good luck, Bane. And he falls back. Yeah, I'm gonna... I'm gonna drop back.
Okay.
He's gonna drop back.
Drop back? Okay.
Yeah, it's towards the back of the room. And he's going to try to initiate his power again. God, this is like using up shit, but, fuck it.
Okay,
Like,
and what's
he
the power?
basically, he has the poison on his blade, and he has to roll a natural 18 to hit. If he's invisible, that becomes a natural 12. It's a huge difference. So it's like...
Right.
I don't want to sit there trying to swing at a natural 18 for someone who could kill me next round. So he's going to try to cast.
You have a crossbow, too.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the poison on it. So I was just... I thought about the crossbow.
You could put the poison on a bolt.
The crossbow is almost as difficult, but... Yeah, no, I know, but it would be another... Would I use another use of the poison? Or can I rub the blade on a bolt?
Yeah, you know what? If you wanted to do that, I would say it would just do less effect.
Yeah.
He's just trying to scrape it onto the bolt. You also can use an omen to lower a check by 4.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you know what? Actually, he'll drop back and he'll get out his crossbow.
Okay.
Do you think I could get it out and fire it and
Sure.
move? Can I do all of that? All right, so he'll drop back. He'll drop back, pull it out, and try firing at the one that Bane is attacking.
Okay.
This will be pretty tough, but not as tough as strength-based attack. So.
Okay, -2.
Here we go.
Agility check.
Yeah, natural 17. That is an adjusted 14, so I got it.
Nice. All
Nice.
right, what's the damage on
It's
the crossbow?
D8 damage.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, it has 6 hit points left.
Then I will spend an omen to max the damage.
Yes.
And just insta-kill it.
Great. Okay, so 2 down, 1 to go. You've lost Flea, but all of the PCs are still alive. Scram, you see poor Flea is just bleeding out on the ground. What do you do?
Hold on a second. Can I get Bane to try to jump at this thing
Sure.
real fast?
I forgot about Bane, yeah.
Yeah, see if I can take a quick bite out of this last one.
get a
4
little
points of damage.
Oh, 4 points of damage.
Bane on 1 HP is leaping in
And that's actually enough to kill the last one.
my god.
Yes. Oh my god.
You succeeded in getting out of that without dying.
He is a small but vicious dog.
And eventually, you from the heat of the battle, you all collapse and lose consciousness. And when you awake, none of the skinless monkey children are there. Leslie isn't there. And the bodies of Flea and Sorry are not there.
Whoa.
And you wonder, was it all a dream?
Did it
Whose
even happen?
side is Leslie on? And who is Fletcher, the cannibal warlock? And we will find out next week.
Who are these guards that we didn't even see? Oh my god.
What? I
just sit at the table.
lived.
I can't believe we didn't sit at the table. That's what I'm saying.
didn't we just sit at the
Oh, shit.
Why didn't we
yeah.
eat the food? Oh.
Oh, man.
We could have learned so much.
Would have been cool.
No way. It's a trick. It's all
Why
a trick.
did we just stab and kiss that guy?
Yeah.
Why did you stab and kiss him?
That's crazy.
We didn't even take him out to dinner. We just stabbed and
I
kissed
know.
him.
Yeah.
What
My
the
God.
hell?
Opened an artery, stabbed him in
A
the
lot of
neck.
kissing. A lot of kissing this episode.
Kissing. The end of the world. There's a lot of kissing.
Oh, that was awesome though. That was great.
Shalala.
Yes.
everybody.
No. Kevar, everybody. Kevar.
Shalala.
Sha-la-la-la.